Or even found carrying knives should face a new charge of cowardice.
That's the radical proposal from a think tank. It argues that legally branding them cowards would remove the hardman image, which seems to attract so many youngsters to knife violence. Well, does it have any chance of success? Jamie McIver joins us now from the East End of Glasgow.
Well, Sally, I'm at a community project in the East End of Glasgow where the aims and objectives include keeping young people in the straight and narrow through things like sporting activities. And tonight the suggestion, one simple word, that word coward, may help to persuade some youngsters that a life of crime and violence is not for them. I should warn you, my report begins with some violent and disturbing images. The frightening reality of violent crime. Yet for some Scottish youngsters, carrying a knife or getting into gang fights is almost a badge of honour. So should yobs who are convicted be branded not just as criminals, but as cowards?
We think once these individuals see themselves as others see them in a public fashion, that will bring about a change in behaviour, and that's really what society needs to see happen.
The whole idea is to stop impressionable youngsters looking up to so-called hard men, to stop them thinking thugs who carry knives or get into fights are cool. But others are already trying to do the same. This scheme tries to steer disadvantaged young people away from crime and into work.
A lot of young people recognise that they need to change and want to change, but they just don't see a way out of their situation. But there is a way out for young people if they choose to do that and give them the support to do that.
And would the use of the word coward actually change the way young people think?
Nah, I wouldn't. Branded a coward, it's not going to make a difference to anybody. They don't care what people think of them.
Some people might laugh at it and some people might take it as an offence, getting called a coward if they've been charged already, you know what I mean? But it depends, everybody will view it a different way.
They don't really care either way, so the coward coming into it's not going to really bother them. They're going to think to themselves, if I'm a coward, I'll show you a coward, and just go out and do the same.
Not everybody carries knives and guns.
There's been growing anxiety about knife crime for some time. Today, Gordon Brown said anyone over 16 who carries a knife south of the border should be prosecuted. But how bad's the situation here in Scotland? Is the perception worse than the reality? In the last 2 years, the number of homicides in Scotland's gone down slightly, from 107 to 104. But the number involving sharp instruments like knives rose dramatically, up from almost a third to more than a half. The Justice Secretary isn't convinced calling young people cowards is part of the solution.
Many kids carry knives for a variety of reasons. Some carry it because they want to look tough. Some carry it because they're very scared. I think we have to look at breaching that culture. These children carry knives for a variety of reasons, and we've got to make sure that we tackle that.
So Jamie, Kenny McCaskill isn't convinced. Could there also be a chance that some teenagers might actually wear the badge of coward, a bit like an ASBO, with pride?
David, I think it's a very interesting question, especially talking about language in youth culture. If you think how to many teenagers the word wicked means something completely different to its literal meaning, it means something cool or brilliant. And some people I've spoken to have suggested that the word coward could end up having a different meaning in youth culture if we were to proceed along the line the think tank was suggesting and simply render this whole idea totally ineffective.
Jamie, thank you very much.
Detectives investigating the murder of Moira Jones